Hello, this is Bharath again, reporting for Revsportz from the city of Vizag. As you can see, the weather is pleasant here at around 6:45 a.m. in the morning, but don't go by it. In a few hours' time, you will see bright sunshine around me, even a bit of humidity as well. That is how the weather works, even in the winter season here in Vizag. But coming back to the business on hand, that is India vs New Zealand fourth T20I to be played here in Vizag. So before that game, obviously a day before that game, a practice session was held. In fact, an optional practice session where few of the Indian players didn't come out to partake in it, but there were still some of them who were involved in the net session for a long time. One of them was Axar Patel, a vital cog of the Indian setup, T20 setup, limited over setup, or you can say even test setup as well. And obviously, as you know, he has had an eagle, but here he had a lengthy net. He bowled for a long time, then also batted for a long time. Actually, he was landing quite a few meaty blows through the mid-off region, through the cover region. That tells you how much he has upgraded his batting. And even with the ball in hand, he looked in good rhythm. So he could get a game here or maybe in the next one. So that is about Axar Patil. Then there was someone like Arshdeep Singh bowling from round the wicket, bowling from over the wicket, shifting back to round the wicket. That's a really good sign. That's an encouraging sign, even from a cricket aficionado's point of view, because you are seeing a bowler here experimenting with different angles in the net sessions, and that tells you how hard he works on his game. And then the salient feature of Arshdeep Singh is obviously that for a few seconds hides behind the umpire while bowling from round the wickets. In other words, he charges to the crease, then he seems to hide behind the umpire for a few seconds in his run up, and then you suddenly see his release point. That can put off a batter because for a while you are seeing, for a few seconds, you are seeing someone charging to the crease, then hiding behind the umpire, and suddenly you're seeing the release point. He's playing hide and seek with a batter. Actually, I remember the great Wasim Akram. Obviously, he had different biomechanics, biomechanics in the sense that his run-up was different, the way it just forced through the crease was different. But one thing is similar, that he also seemed to hide behind the umpire for a few seconds, and that used to rattle the batter as well. So that is about Arshdeep Singh, and then we will talk about Sai Sayer. He may find himself out of the side, but he also had a lengthy net. Was actually connecting quite a few of his shots, especially through the onside. A few times he also played through the mid-off region. And then he had a lengthy chat with, not a lengthy chat, but a brief chat with Gautam Gambhir, the head coach, as well as Abhishek Sharma, the man of the moment. They seemed to be talking about bat swing. That is how it felt as if from a distance. And then there was Abhishek Sharma himself, the man of the moment, who actually had a brief net during the time Morne Morkel took the press conference. And after that, obviously, had that brief chat with head coach. So that was about the practice session. Also, we have to talk, I think, about Ravi Bishnoi. He made an impact in the last game. Here too, he was bowling a lot of googlies, and then actually he tried to chip in with the bat as well. And he connected a few of his shots against some net bowlers. And that is good to see, because Talenders getting a chance is always the right way to go about the things in the next session studies. Mainly because you never know. There could come a time when India could be 8 down or 9 down, and you would want number 10 or number 11 to chip in with a few useful runs down the order. So, from that point of view, it's great to see Bishnoi having a net or wielding the willow. So that was about the net session. Let us also talk about Morne Morkel's press conference. First of all, he talked about Sanju Samson, how he's coping up with being out of form. He said that he's confident of him returning to form. He also said that he was looking good in the net session. Actually, yesterday as well, he had a net session, although he's mainly playing against the spinners. And in the recent past, in the backdrop, I'm saying that in the backdrop that in the recent past struggled a bit against pace bowlers. Anyway, that's about Sanju Samson. Then Morkel also shared his thoughts on Bumrah. He compared him to Ferrari. Yeah, purists might disagree with Morne Morkel in the sense that someone from the 70s who has watched Michael Holding, or from the 80s would think about a fast bowler having that fluid strides, long strides, and then that wrecking finish, where at the other end the batter would be down to prayers or maybe sending shivers down the spine of a batter. That is about connoisseurs from a connoisseur's point of view, but Bumrah is still a complete fast bowler. It's someone who has all the skills in the last game. He also ushered in the bumper in the recent past with all those back injuries. It's a delivery that's not used much, and also obviously the kind of backspin that he imparted to clean up team's effort. Actually, the ball moved away after pitching. That again tells you about the wide release point of Bumrah. So you can see why Morne Morkel compared him to Ferrari. Morne Morkel also shared his thoughts on how he's trying to keep Bumrah in good mental space. As you know, Bumrah knows everything, almost everything about bowling. So I don't think there's anything to teach to him. Maybe occasionally he could get into bad habit or two as far as his bowling is concerned. That is where the bowling coach might say something about its bowling, but mostly it's about the mental side of things, and that is where Morkel talked about how he's trying to keep him in a good mental space so that he doesn't feel that kind of pressure while going out to bowl. So that was about Bumrah. He also shared his thoughts on Hardik Pandya, how Hardik Pandya looks really fit now, how he can bowl in different phases of the innings, and also how he's someone who is very much a bowling coach dream in the sense that you can easily coach a cricketer like Hardik Pandya. So that was about Hardik, and he also actually shared one more point of Bumrah. There was a question asked about whether Bumrah should be used up front or should be used in the middle overs. As you know, in the last game in Guwahati, he bowled in the middle overs and looked in good form with his hard length, with his back of length, good length deliveries. Actually, it seems to suit him well to bowl a slightly back of length or good length, slightly shorter length. And obviously, he also got free movement. So, from that perspective, maybe it is right to have Bumrah bowling the middle overs. Even in the last year, he struggled a bit with the new ball, but Morne Morkel was of the opinion that he likes to lay down a marker with a new ball by getting his best bowler to bowl for a over or two. Although he added that it also depends on the teams that India are facing, maybe the conditions that they're up against, and then they might take a decision about who will open the bowling. But if you ask me, I think Bumrah is better suited, at least in T20 cricket, to bowl as a first change bowler. So that is about the press conference where he shared his views on Bumrah, where he shared his views on Hardik Pandya, and shared his views on Sanju Samson as well. Let us also share our thought on the New Zealand team. As you know, they have gone through a bad phase after winning the ODI series, losing the first three matches comprehensively. They also had a reasonably lengthy match in the afternoon. I think it was Rachin Ravindra who came out to bat. His suburb has been not in good form with the bat in hand, and he was getting beaten a few times outside off. But he definitely was working hard on his batting. Team Seifert also had a net. He was looking to charge down the track, play a few shots. That is how he goes about his business. So that's in brief about the New Zealand team. Hopefully, they will put up a better fight this time around, and that will be good for the series. Going in, not just the series, but also going into the World Cup. It will give India enough practice or enough warm up uh, going into the World Cup, and also for New Zealand as well, because I can't talk it just from India's point of view. From New Zealand's point of view as well, if they have a couple of good games, it will boost their confidence. So that is about the press conference and the practice session. Hopefully you liked the video. Keep subscribing to our videos, to our YouTube channel, Revsportz. You will not just witness cricket, but we cover other sports as well. Thank you again.